Once again, you guys are on the Bitch podcast with Bubba and Pink, home of sports, music, and mayhem. I want to get this quickly in here. There's a movie on Netflix called They Cloned Tyrone, man.
What is this all about? I've seen the preview, or not the preview. I've seen like the picture for it.
So yes. So basically, has Jamie Foxx in there, and what's interesting is it's not a piece of the movie, but it has nothing to do with it. But oddly enough, they're thinking that Jamie Foxx is actually a clone. Like, have you seen him appear in in news cycles and videos posts?
I saw a thing where he was speaking about what he'd been through.
Yeah,
and then I saw it, I listened to it, and I just took it as oh man, I'm glad you're still with us.
Yeah.
And then
you see all these other
within
comments.
24 hours, there's pictures of healthy Jamie Foxx and Jamie Foxx in the video, and people are like, well, his head is 2 centimeters smaller,
right.
and I was like, what the fuck are we doing?
And what's another sidebar? That's the Jamie Foxx sidebar. That's that one. One more sidebar is what's interesting about this movie is a few years ago I was one of those crazy people. Not crazy. I'm just a conspiracy person at heart. And I did say that they were cloning particular black figures like Gucci Mane. I really thought he was a clone.
Cloned?
And
what would that be? What were you seeing that you were basing that on?
Well, from Gucci in itself, it's just like you feel like you know these guys when you grow up with them, not necessarily if any artist today, like Lil Baby, I don't think I know him, but
right.
Growing up, I was listening to Gucci Mane every day. I would look at every fucking interview, every video, every song, so I felt like I knew him, like I can call him.
What kind of we're talking with the athletes? Some guys you're that into that you kind of you absorb everything they're doing.
Right. So if something happens to this person, and then you don't see him for a little while, and then you see him again, and then you just notice the differences. Now, what Gucci is saying, he went to jail, came out, he got in great shape while he was in prison, and then he changed his mental space. He just wasn't the same. He evolved as a human.
Yeah.
That's just something we didn't think Gucci Mane was capable of. That's, you know what I mean? And so, so that's a piece of it. I understand that part.
Yeah.
But God damn, that was a drastic change. I just don't see people making that drastic of a change. And then the verses happen with him and Jeezy, and then he gets a little back in the day, and then you're like, oh, maybe it's not a clone. So the thing is, go ahead. Yeah.
I was gonna say, in that situation, who benefits from the clone having this dramatic transformation? What would be the motive to do that?
So okay, so you're back. Okay, the conspiracy thing, right? So
yeah.
Okay, the thought behind that would be, okay, they killed the real Gucci Mane. Okay. So why did they kill the real Gucci Mane and decide to clone him? That's the conspiracy.
But clone him as kind of this evolved differently guy.
The issue is they would change him. They for whatever reason they would fucking.
But to me, that's the central question. There has to be a reason to clone him in that manner. Otherwise, it's way too much effort for nothing.
It is. Now, the movie, because that kind of ties into this movie.
Perfect.
So, right. So what they're doing is they're cloning particular figures in this movie, and even inside the movie, they say, okay, so they're cloning when they find out they're cloning pastors, prostitutes, and drug dealers.
Solid choices across the board. Wait,
and
so
it's basically to
let me just ask one thing.
Okay.
This movie is it's created characters. They're not referencing real life people
they're not,
that we know. Okay,
not.
So
and
they're
Jamie
cloning...
Foxx is one of them, but that's the point. That's not a.
He's not playing himself in this movie.
No,
He's playing a character that may
yeah.
or may not be cloned. Okay,
Right.
Gotcha.
Okay, and I wanted to read a piece because there's so many mixed reviews online. Some people like, some people don't. And this is the thing. This is technically a sci-fi film, something that you're not a part of, but it's technically. technically that's what it is.
Tariq Hill?
I'm not even 100% sure what it's labeled as,
Yeah.
but I've watched enough sci-fi films in my lifetime where I know what it should be labeled as.
Okay.
Right? But the thing about it is it has a lot of comedy. It's Jamie, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it has a lot of comedy. It's great acting, and Jesus Christ, there's some good writing in here. Like it's fucking awesome. But I'm gonna read a post from Ronnie Hartfield. Ronnie is actually a person I do want on the show actually, but also he does a lot of different events here in the Central Florida area. If you're a person that's in Central Florida and you're like, oh, there's never anything to do, and you look up Ronnie Hartfield. He has some dope events that you will love. Okay, all right. So he says, I see a lot of people with their negative reviews on They Clone Tyrone, and I respect that because I don't agree with 90% of the stuff that y'all watch. I can say that I absolutely loved the movie, and here are some things that hit home for me. The way it was filmed, I loved how we looked on TV as far as the dark skin. The soundtrack was fire, by the way. If you're not familiar with blaxploitation, cinema, and or the Deep South music, then a lot of this won't resonate well with you. The characters, they really played off each other well, and nothing felt forced. Pacing, I didn't get bored. The overall story, if you ever watch Clockwork Orange, Black Dynamite, or any other type of mind control movie, then this is for you. I know a lot of y'all aren't really into sci-fi and would rather watch Power 23 or another slave movie, but these are kind of
Another slave movie. That's awesome. That's the best line of it.
Yeah, it is the best line. Shout out to Ronnie, man.
That's funny.
But yeah, that's what it's about. I just think it's an awesome, solid movie. But again, you do have to be in that lane, and also I just love it was like random timing. Like it's just came out of the blue. I didn't know this movie was coming out. I didn't see much, like commercials or publicity about it. I didn't know Jamie had a movie coming out. I just thought he was.
It just kind of popped up on the
It just kinda
Netflix
popped
roster
up.
for me.
It just kind of popped up. Yeah.
But I mean, I agree with what he's saying. Like, I mean, he's really highlighting like the technical quality of how the movie's made.
Yeah.
But it doesn't necessarily like the genre's the genre. And if you're not, if you're not comfortable in that genre, you're probably not, gonna enjoy it despite its quality.
And I think that's a part of the mixed reviews.
Yeah.
I think the people that are down on it or whatever, this is not into sci-fi, and that's fine. Like, you don't have to be.
Yeah.
But there is like I said, there's some other, there's drama in it, there's comedy in it. So it's not your run-of-the-mill, like regular sci-fi. Like, I don't want to like characterize it like this, but white sci-fi is really dry. I love it. I watch it, but it's really like just weird shit. It's just a combination of weird shit. This movie here was able to tie in other aspects. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't like to watch any movie where at some point during the course of the running of the movie, I have to say to myself, what the fuck is going on here? Like, if I have to say that during your movie,
Yeah.
I just wasted my time. I'm angry.
I told you the show From that I watched. Like, I was in season 2.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we still don't know what the fuck is going on.
I can't do that. I need to know what's going on. I'm an information hound. I mean, I respond to having information and understanding what's going on, and then I can draw my own conclusions or inferences or whatever. But to watch something where I literally kind of like, what the fuck is going on? It's a death note for me. It ain't happening.
No, that's for sure. So